I'm Jack Hague. I'm a cybersecurity and GDPR consultant at Samurai Digital Security. I'm going to be talking about regulatory and compliance. So with regulatory and compliance, the main things to look at would be like ISO 27001 for continual improvement, ISO 9001 for quality management, and the IASME and Cyber Essentials standards. Each of these can be used for several things. So 27001 is fantastic to show your stakeholders, give them more confidence, allow you to show that you've improved your security controls, you've put an information security management system in place, and that you're actually dedicating your organisation to continually improving your services. The same can be said for 9001 as well. So for 9001, that's all about quality management. And for quality management, it can assure all of your clients, customers, and even people just looking around at your organisation that you are dedicated to providing a quality service and improving over time. You're not just sitting back and leaving your services as they are. For IASME and Cyber Essentials, these are important because they allow you to implement certain security controls. These security controls can be everything from firewalls, user account administration, privileges, making sure that systems are up and running to the certain standard, that you're implementing security controls and patches within a certain time frame, and that you're not just leaving all your systems open and vulnerable. It's also about managing what devices you've got in the organisation, what your employees can do, what they can use the devices for, and that you've got policies and procedures in place so that people actually know what they're doing and no one's running around like a headless chicken. In Samurai, we also deal with a DPO managed service on GDPR. Now, GDPR is really important to cybersecurity now. As people know, from the 25th of May 2018, the General Data Protection Regulations became huge. They came into place and the ICO started handing out fines. So up until recently, these fines were only about 500 grand. But we do know recently with BA and a few other big companies that have been receiving a lot more on fines. And that's because the ICO is cracking down. It's been over a year now. People have no excuse, and there's certain documents and procedures and controls you're supposed to have in place to be able to give assurance to the people out there, the data subjects whose data that you're holding, that you are doing it in a compliant manner. With GDPR for the DPO managed service, we can offer reviews of contracts, documents, making sure there's all the compliance in place, but also making sure that you've got the policies and procedures that you do need, that you're offering the information to your data subjects, that you've got your retention periods in place, and that you're advertising what it is you're using the information for. As people know, there are certain standards you have to follow now, so it's best to get compliant. So DPO managed service comes under, we work for Samurai, we would be the DPOs, the data protection officers for your organisation. Under that, we can help with any GDPR queries, answering responses to the ICO, and even helping maintain current practices within the organisation when it comes to GDPR compliance. As a data protection officer, we would be your liaison to the ICO. You'd be able to register us there, and then any issues could come through to our support system. We would notify you if anything needs to be done by you, such as a subject access request, or we'd be able to let you know if there was a complaint, or even if any good feedback came back about the current practices that you've got going. Through Samurai, we can also do system maintenance and IT health checks. Doing that, we'd be able to look at your infrastructure and do a full infrastructure security assessment. When we do that, we'd be able to give you ideas about improving performance, managing the network, making recommendations through risk assessments and so on about what you could improve on. It would be our own little gap analysis to show how you can improve in the whole infrastructure, whether that's your network, the systems being used, or even training for the employees that are in there.